Mary spent $160 on shirts. Dress shirts cost $28, and plain shirts cost $12. If she bought a total of 8, how many of each kind did she buy? The first thing we want to do is assign variables. We know we have dress shirts and plain shirts. So let's label D for dress shirts and P for plain shirts. Now we need to write our system of equations. Our first equation, we're going to use the fact that she bought a total of 8. So we know this equation equals 8. Now we're adding together how many dress shirts and plain shirts she bought. So we're going to add D plus P, and they should equal 8 because she bought a total of 8. The next equation, we're going to use how much each dress shirt and plain shirt cost. She spent $160, so this equation will equal $160. Now $28 for every dress shirt, so we're going to write 28 times D plus $12 times P because the plain shirts cost $12. Now we can see this first equation, we could solve for one of the variables very easily. So let's solve for P. So P equals negative D plus 8. Now we're going to take this, what P equals, and we're going to plug it into P for the second equation. So we have 28 D plus 12 times our P was negative D plus 8, and that should equal 160. We're going to use the distributive property to distribute that 12 into the parentheses. So we have 28D minus 12D plus 96, and that still equals 160. Combining like terms, we have 28D and minus 12D. And that gives us 16D plus 96 equals 160. And subtracting 96 from both sides, that leaves us with 16D equals 64. And dividing both sides by 16, D equals 4. So we know she bought 4 dress shirts. Now, if she bought a total of 8 shirts, we can plug our D into our first equation, D plus P, and we know that P has to equal 4 as well for D plus P to equal 8.